Good, everybody. What is up? What is good? Mikey T, the movie star. I'm back with a major exclusive today. This one actually really just went off.
Private equity and
This one really just went off. You know what I mean? Obviously, the news of the game dissing Eminem on the Black Slim Shady had not made it to the Breakfast Club. The what I guess is coming to be the new emergence, the reemergence of the Breakfast Club without Angela Yee. They are still shouting her out. Probably, she's still going to be mentioned for a few more episodes. Angela Yee says it'll be something from that we've never seen from the Breakfast Club. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. I looked at another interview with Hitmaker and Tink. She seemed to be involved in that interview. So, we just got to keep watching, see what happens, see if a new co-host pops up, see if they maybe renegotiate with Angela Yee. We got to see, man. The Breakfast Club is going to be changing in front of our eyes, it says. But 50 Cent did an interview where he actually addressed G-Unit. I remember the time Young Buck said, "Yo, 50, I can carry the weight. Let me put it on my shoulders." Uh, Buck, 50 Cent is saying he's tired. He is done carrying G Unit at this point. This is what we're talking about, you guys. We're talking about 50 Cent pulling in the reins on G Unit at this point. I put up a couple different polls in regard to what different things we could see G Unit reemerging and doing, whether it would be on television, whether it would be in a motion picture, whether it would be a G Unit album, any of these different things 50 Cent could bring to the table for G Unit. Probably not more sneakers. Probably not, you know what I mean? Probably not more clothing, but anything really could be brought to the table for G Unit as a brand. I mean, every now and then we see 50 Cent actually selling, like the sweatpants, the G Unit sweats, the sweatsuits, the G Unit hats, the unit now. I think they dropped the G. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we got to talk about it, guys, because 50 Cent did an interview. 50 Cent did an interview on the Breakfast Club where he actually addressed his next album as well. So we're going to touch on that for a second. We're going to touch on the fact that he said he is working on a new album. He addressed what he's going to do with the album, though, because a lot of things have changed when it comes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are saying that things are changed when the music with the music industry. 50 Cent himself is saying that. 50 Cent himself is basically saying that the sales are not what they were at a certain point in time. So he would rather take some of his music and actually just use it. He would rather just use his music to promote his shows. Take a little snippet here, make an EP there, rather than put out a full body of work. Actually just promote, like, look what he's been doing for BMF. Look what he's been doing for Power. A lot of people are saying that 50 Cent is reemerging with his music through these television shows, you guys. Yep. Yep, that's another fact, Marmar. Yep, the game got thrown under the bus. Fifth said Game did not write What Up Gangsta, said it was done before he even came around. And that's what Marmar says he believed as well. A lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that, you guys. And now 50 had to put it on blast. 50 had to put that shit on blast, you guys. Song was probably recorded in 2002. You know what I mean? As he was just finishing up the G Unit deal. What's going on, Rhino? Appreciate you for tapping in. Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Oh, Jesus. Come on, bro. Let's not dive into the past of that, bro. Let's not dive into the past of that. That shit is long, long past. That shit is long past, to be real with you guys. Moving on past that. So let's talk about 50's new album. Is it going to be the last 50 Cent album? 50 doesn't want to say that. Why? 50 could put out an album when he turns 50 years old. 50 could put out an album at any point in time and really captivate the people, or a certain amount of people, and sell some units. So why label something as your last album? It really makes no sense at this point in time. Everybody go ahead, hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button. I'm about to be joined in by the Queen's crew so we can talk about this tonight. We got a lot to talk about. What up, Dominique? Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you, Roddy. Yeah, we getting into it tonight, man. It's going to start off with a little bit of album talk before we get into all the G-Unit talk. But we got a lot to talk about today, I should say, starting the stream a little bit early on y'all. Starting the stream a little bit early on y'all today. Let me see what's going on here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this video. Show love to the channel. Just give me 1 second. My bad, I was on mute. My bad, you guys. My bad, I was on mute. Excuse me. Let's see what's going on here. See what's going on here. There we go. I got to make sure this is Gucci. I'm about to roll something up. I got some fire on deck. Get my lighting situated. Jesus. I'm about to roll up. Let's see who logs in. Hit that like button. Y'all is capping on the like button, man. Why is there 6 likes and there's 21 of y'all in here? Let's stop capping when it comes to that shit. How's there 21 people in here but 6 likes on the video? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it in a minute, bro. I'm about to roll something up, and then we're going to talk about 50's album. What's up, wild boy? What's popping with you, wild boy? Appreciate you for tuning in. I wanted to do a live early video for y'all, because I ain't going live tonight. So this is when you got me, y'all. About to roll something up, see what's up with y'all. Oh, no, wrong joint. I was trying to turn up the brightness. All right, cool. Everybody hit that like button. Just waiting on everybody to log in. I'm going to be joined by some special guests in a few minutes. We got some dope shit to talk about. Got some dope shit to talk about. Yeah. All right. What's up, y'all? Mikey T, the movie star. We're about to be joined by a few different guests. I'm just rolling something up, getting ready to go with the show. Once more people log in here, I'll start talking, to be real with you. Once more people start hitting that like button, I'll start talking. We got 30 people in here and there's 6 likes. I'm not really understanding it, to be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not understanding when there's 200 people in the live video, there's only 100 likes on the video. It's like there's more Mikey T, the movie star haters in here. What do we got? A bunch of G-Unit stands in here who thinking I'm about to say something crazy about G-Unit? Is that what it is? Is that who's in here? Like, who's in here? If you're not liking the video, like, what are you in here for? You taking notes of how to do your own podcast? You taking notes? Like, let's be real. Let's be 100% real. Hit that like button and show some love to this video. We got 35 people in here. We got 10 likes on the video. It doesn't really make all that much sense to me. There ain't no other blogger that's going to talk to you guys about 50 Cent making his last album, his next album. I'm talking to y'all about that shit. I'm talking to y'all about that shit. Let's go. Hit that like button, y'all. Share this video. I'm rolling up. I'm actually just about rolled up right now. I'm actually just about rolled up. Yep, about to be joined by a couple of my special guests. I call them the Queen's Crew. Queen's Crew is definitely about to tap up in here. Get this shit lit. That's looking a little funky at the end. I don't care. That's getting burned anyways. Hit that like button, y'all. We got 12 likes in here, but there's 45 people. What do we got? A bunch of people in here studying me? Like, come on, show some love to the channel. Hit that like button. I'm waiting on y'all. This is what I'm smoking, if anybody's wondering. If anybody's wondering, this is what I'm smoking on right now. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here who ain't hit the like button. I don't get it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get started with this live video. We're about to get started with this live video, though, you guys. I really appreciate everybody tapping in tonight. Definitely do. Definitely do, because 50 Cent did a crazy interview on The Breakfast Club. Fifth did a crazy interview on The Breakfast Club, and he actually addressed many things, including how Lloyd Banks came to be with G-Unit. He also addressed the game, the What Up Gangsta drama, you know, from 50's debut album. Pretty much the iconic 50 Cent song that he'll come on to any show performing. You'll always hear Tony Yayo starting off the show with that song. You know what I'm saying? That's the song that will get everybody in the building hype. So looking at it, you guys, looking at this situation, 50 went on the Breakfast Club and uncovered a whole lot of information. He even talked about how to rob versus ghetto Quran. Like, there's just so much information. And, I didn't think we were going to get that on this new conversation with Envy and Charlemagne. I thought they were going to focus on some of the new things. You know what I mean? The television shows, 50 going out to Houston. You know what I mean? Tycoon Weekend, all those dope things. You know what I mean? What is cracking? What is cracking? Neighborhood All Star. Okay. You see, there's one of the haters right there watching. Hit that like button. We got all kinds of haters in here. I bet you 50 Cent himself is probably watching my videos. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if Hassan Campbell can say 60,000 people are watching his videos, I can say 50 Cent is probably watching the video. You know what I mean? The only difference is I could save G-Unit. That's the only difference. But yeah, we got quite a bit to talk about today because 50 was talking about his last album, y'all. And I'm not talking about Street King Immortal. I don't think anybody is talking about Street King Immortal at this point in time. 50 said, I started working on something. It might not be the last album. It might be broken up into something that goes with goes with the TV shows. I got all the vehicles that I need to do it. I've got 25 TV shows. So 50 has been using a lot of his songs, whether they're old, whether they're new, like with what he went and did with Little Durk. I believe that was new. What he did with Moneybagg Yo, I believe that was old. Everybody share this video one time. Everybody share this video one time for your boy Mikey T, the movie star. Need everybody in here to show some love. We're talking about some heavy shit right now, you guys. We're talking about some heavy hip-hop topics. And I'm smoking out some heavy kush right now. If that's a bait track from Game, Mikey, it's the worst in history. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, nobody should feel any type of way about hitting that like button. You heard? Nobody should feel any type of way about hitting that like button, man. Appreciate y'all for enjoying the content. So, 50 said that he might break some of his projects up. Some of the projects might get broken up into something that goes with the TV shows. I got all the vehicles. I need to do it. I got 25 TV shows. Here's the EP connected with this. I don't have all the pressure of a full length album. Yep, that's one thing that 50 has always been hard on himself about. 50 has always been, not only himself, you guys, not only himself, but 50 has been hard on all of the G Unit guys about albums actually selling. That's one of the things 50 Cent has been overly critical about in his career. 50 Cent has always been overly critical about the fact that the first week sales will depict all the future success of the album. Look what happened to 50 Cent when he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying to the Massacre. He thought he was on top of the world. And then he dropped Curtis, 691,000 first week. After Curtis, we got the drastic decline, you guys. A very drastic decline from 50 Cent with Before I Self-Destruct. Somebody get me official sales. Iceberg, can you get me official sales? I want to say it was 180,000 first week. I need everybody in here to hit that like button, share this video. We are talking 50 dug back all the way to the Eminem and Ja Rule relationship, you guys, when they were cool. You know how the game is cool with Dr. Dre. 50 explained Ja thought he was a little bit cooler than he actually was. He thought he was a little bit cooler than he actually was. And we're going to get into that, you guys. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because right now 50 was explaining his issue with actually dropping full-length albums, which I totally agree with. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, the units aren't there no more. You're not moving 536,000 units in a short week. 50 said, I don't have to have all the pressure of a full album. When's the last time you seen the sales of an actual album? If you see the number, you go, ooh, wait a minute. You're not as hot as you used to be. You know what I mean? It's like when, let's use a more recent update when we're talking about Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan was hot as hell when he first came into the game. Joined up with Young Thug and Birdman, got even hotter. After that, pulled away, lost it all. Dropped an album, I believe it was called Back to the Basics. The sales were almost non-existent. Nobody cared. If you look at what 50's talking about, he's talking about these examples we've said over the last few weeks. Young Buck coming out at first going double platinum and then only moving $150. Lloyd Banks coming out and going gold in a week to doing 150 in the first week. 50 Cent himself going from 1.1 million with the massacre to 691,000 with Curtis. Very interesting. You know, 50 also said some other things about the fact that he created what became the game's album. Everybody share this video. We got 100 people in here. Let's go. I'm going early for you guys today. I wanted to give everybody an early live video with the movie star. Well, hopefully we're going to get the Queen's crew in here today. Get a little podcast action going on. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Just give me the word when you're ready, Dice, and I'll bring you in. Hit me with the thumbs up, bro. Hit me with the thumbs up. Okay, my bro's ready. Dice, what's popping, man?
What is good, movie star? What the F is good, man? Can I say fuck? What the fuck is good?
No, man. Keep the F words out.
What the
Good, bro.
What the F is good?
You remember The Roc said it, get the F out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually remember that, but yo, Dice, I appreciate you tapping in with me, man. So 50 did a crazy interview on The Breakfast Club that I'm actually reacting to right now.
All right. What are you talking? Oh yeah, I was watching some of it. I ain't get to finish it.
Well, it was pretty much like the first 20 minutes where they really got into some of the old details where they were pretty much asking 50, or Envy asked him if he's going to do a new album. He's like, I started working on something. It might not be the last album. It might be broken up into something that goes into the TV shows.
I seen that.
So that's pretty much what he's been doing, Dice. And, you know, a couple of my guys like RBH, for one, was telling me, he's like, yo, 50 has been finding a lot of success off of putting his songs at the beginning of the shows.
Yeah, it's like before he was doing that, before he was actually putting out the shows and putting his songs at the beginning of the shows, people wasn't really paying attention and listening to his music. But since he started doing that, like I started even paying it. Like the intro, I love the intro. They say this is a big rich town, so you know people started paying attention and tuning in to his music. And maybe he could come out with another project and it might sell, man. I want to see that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Shout out to
I was going to shout out to Dominique Lee Blue.
Shout out to the most Easty. Shout out to Spider Loke. What up with you, Loke? What up with you, though, Loke? Appreciate you for tapping in, man.
Yeah, so, shout out to Spider Loke.
Hell yeah, man. California is in the building.
Yeah, I'm in Cali right now. I'm in LA right now.
So 50 said, I got all the vehicles I need. I got 25 TV shows. Here's the EP connected with this. A lot of time, like 50 could use his influence when it comes to the music. Like, oh, I'm going to intentionally drop music as the show comes out to get more people interested is what I'm thinking, Dice.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, man, uh, he could do it, man. All he got to do is bring some hype behind his music because nobody's really looking at. People want to see his shows, and nobody really wants to hear his music. So if he bring that hype behind his music, I think he got something going for himself.
Spider, I don't know if you're free or if you want to tap in on another time, but I'm going to throw the link up for you, G's. So 50 came to this point, Dice, where he's like, I don't have to have the pressure of a full album. When's the last time you seen the sales of an actual album? If you see the number, you go, ooh, wait a minute. You're not as hot as you used to be. I mean, that's the old thinking of it. You know, that's the old mentality of it, Dice. We've seen any group go through that. You know what I mean? Bone Thugs and Harmony, who you be rocking with, have gone through that. You know what I mean? Throughout their album releases. 50 watched it firsthand from the first and second sales of Lloyd Banks and Young Buck's album.
Yeah.
You know? So Charlemagne brought up Beyonce doing 300K on her most recent project, and that's something I wanted to highlight because in reality, Beyonce, she is an artist that is going to hold on to her fan base. Um, Eminem is an artist that has held on to his fan base. We've seen other major artists like, let's say, Ti, for example. You know what I mean? Ludacris. These guys who sold hundreds of thousands of units in the first week, now they're down to selling like 40,000 first week. You know what I mean? Not
Definitely.
what do you think about that, Dice?
Yeah, you know the way the music is. Like I seen that part of the episode, and like 50 was saying, and Charlemagne and Envy was saying the music business changed. So you know with digital streaming sales now, so it's really different. I was gonna ask you, did Beyonce sell 300,000 digitally?
Well, I mean, she did 300,000 whether it was digitally or whether it was from a physical sale. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
saying a lot of these artists, even though they would have sold 700K back then, like Eminem or Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? They're still able to move 300,000 units this day and age. Hold on, Spider Low, let me know when you're Gucci, bro. Give me the thumbs up, G's. Hell yeah. What up, Loke? Ah, damn, he'll be back in a second. 50 Cent even went through this himself, Dice. You know,
huh?
what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? 50 went through it himself with 1.1 from the massacre to 691,000 sales for Curtis. Do you think he was feeling it at that point in time? Or do you think he thought Before I Self-Destruct was still gonna sell?
Um, Before I self destruct did sell, I think he believed that the sales was going to be the same, but um, I think he felt like it was going. I don't know if he knew. I don't think he felt like it was going to top Get Rich or Die Trying, but I felt like he did have the momentum. I felt like he felt like it was going to do the same numbers, but it did. It wasn't a flop.
Well, I mean, Dice, the
It was good.
album.
It was good, homie.
It's the deal.
Yo, Spider Loke, what's popping with you, G's?
What's happening, my good people? What's happening?
So Loke,
Mikey T, Maybach Dice. What's happening?
It was good.
welcome to the channel, Spider Loke, man. You, my friend, you have gone and taken over the internet community, G's. From back in the day when they were asking about you on This Is 50 to when you was telling 50 about the whole marketing behind the internet. Now you've really come into your own on your YouTube platform. Everybody needs to go subscribe to the Loke if you are not. But yeah, Loke, I want to ask you, man. I was just asking Dice. Do you think 50 was feeling it when the massacre drop did the 1.1 million and then he dropped Curtis and it did 691,000? Because he's talking about having a lot of pressure for releasing a full body of work.
The thing is that the general public is not aware of is the source of and the lack thereof when it comes to 50 Cent's success musically is the same element, and it's his relationship with Interscope Records / Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre. This is what we've seen as far as his successful efforts versus his not so successful efforts. Now, being it has been a decade that he's been irrelevant musically, and he's established himself on the other side of entertainment through cinema, the way you guys were discussing the fact that he's intertwined the music with the film, he's become a little more relevant in general, and he may have a different shot musically than he had 10, 12 years ago when we saw the decline in success. The success that he experienced initially was less associated with his performance and more associated with the machine, and the lack of success is directly associated with the relationship that deteriorated with the machine versus him getting better or worse, if that makes sense.
No, it's like how Charlemagne brought up the fact that Beyonce could move 300,000 units this day and age. If we remember back to 2012, 50 did 50,000 units with Animal Ambition.
There was a time when 50 and I were casual and cordial enough for us to be having a telephone conversation. And I don't know, I can't recall what sparked this line of conversation, but I can recall him telling me in reference to Interscope, the machine, him telling me this, like, look, B, we'll never go out and make no bullshit on purpose. But he was like, just in case we happen to shoot a dud, we're good. Because it's not about the content, it's about the machine. This is the education I was receiving from him as a student of the game, and him being somebody that was more advanced. This is the education he was giving me when we had nothing but love and positivity early on. This is what I learned, that no matter, you see how far the range of quality of material when it comes to successful records, the shit you love the most and the shit you can't stand have equal opportunity of being successful. Some of the garbage has more of an opportunity. So what I'm trying to tell you is, from way behind the scenes, being established in the industry, I was told by a higher power, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, that it's less about the quality of our content and more about the establishment of our connection. And that's what anything is about. If you think about capitalism, America, industries, corporations, it's less about the quality of your actual product, as long as it's not just bullshit. After you have a decent product that's presentable, everything else after that is about networking, connections, promotion, marketing, and being aggressive in the actual arena where the competition exists.
Yeah, in Spider, it proved that 50 wasn't right, because Before I Self-Destruct would come out and do 160,000 units. You know what I mean? And let's be real. This album actually featured a single with R. Kelly, the guy that 50 had dissed many years prior. So the whole world was literally waiting for 50 Cent to rekindle that relationship after dissing him on the 8 Mile soundtrack.
This proves the point. The relationship with the distributor, I'll go personal and say Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, as well as Interscope. Remember, at one point he was Curtis Interscope Jackson. As when he was feeling the height of his success and his confidence, he included Interscope in his name to kind of represent why I'm on top. The reason why the success ceased was based on the fact he no longer possessed the confidence or the actual past to claim himself as Mr. Interscope. That's what happened. Just think about it. People like Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, Rihanna. Who did you just mention a collab with?
Well, are you talking about Interscope artists?
No, you just mentioned a record that he did with someone in particular.
Damn.
Don't worry, it'll come to you. Look, just think about it. At his height, he placed Mary J. Blige alongside Hot Rod. What I'm trying to show you is he was standing next to, even to Snitch Nine Takuchi. He stood right next to the hottest artists available over and over again, right down to YG. Nipsey Hussle. He went all the way to the West Coast. When they began to pop, he was doing records with them. What I want to point out is he continued to do records with people who everything they dropped was hitting on radio. And as soon as they collab with him, the record went under the radar. From Rihanna to Chris Brown. What's the song he got? Who's the Man? With him and Chris Brown. The shit hard. If you just go for like,
just on the Jeremiah record, the other one that he had. I think he had a record with Jeremiah that was actually all over the radio. I'm the Man didn't get as much play.
But I'm the Man is a record. If you have no personal dislike for anybody on the record, it's a record you can readily accept. It should work.
But it didn't.
It didn't work. He
has another one with Eminem and Adam Levine, My Life. It didn't work as well. You can blame it on SMS as much as you want, but these records where 50 was embracing the pop artist, they just didn't really work like that.
So what I'm pointing out is the reason for the lack of success has a lot to do with, if not everything to do with, his relationship with the higher ups, bro, to put it, blankly.
Loc, I didn't get to talk to you about this yesterday. Before I bring the guys back in, I want to ask you about the Game actually dissing Eminem, the real Black Slim Shady, the Black Slim Shady. It dropped on his Drillmatic album. What do you think about that? 10 minutes.
I think that Doja, a.k.a. the rapper named The Game, a.k.a. Jayceon Taylor, a.k.a. the Bitch Boy, along with his manager, Wacko No Honey, a.k.a. Cash Jones, the biggest queerdo clown on the internet, they've made their whole legacy and career based upon a name association and name dropping. They've never been able to express themselves as being anything worth paying attention to unless they can associate themselves with someone else. And I think that's just another extension of what Doja, Game, the Bitch Boy, has been. He's been a name dropper. Even the name The Game, for those that don't know, according to him, he was in a bad position. He listened to every hip-hop album that he possibly could. And then after he listened to all the albums, he visualized everything he heard. And he thought about a motherfucking wrestler named The Game who was kind of marketed behind being a kind of adaptation of all the other greats. And he came up with The Game. So that's who you're dealing with. So I'm not surprised that here it is, after you have raised grown children, grown man children, you feel comfortable not only running around doing Drink Champs interviews and complaining about or comparing which man has done the most for you in your life while your sons are watching. Your grown sons are watching you sum up your whole career and your whole existence about what man did the most for you. Kanye versus Dr. Dre. I'm not surprised here he is making that type of statement. I'm not surprised. It's just a pretty obvious description of his character. He corny as fuck. He's a game. Just think about it. As serious as real men are. And then when you think about hip hop, the worst thing you can be when it comes to seriousness in hip hop is whack or be a game. That's he's a game, he's a joke. A game is a joke. And then when it comes to hip hop, the shit that we all love, even you my brother, fuck the race, every shit. Your understanding and tap in a hip hop made us brethren before we ever met. Because yeah, just think about it though. You basically fall on the same side of issues I do based on your understanding of the culture. You didn't know me. You saw my journey. You saw how I applied myself. And the way you analyze things, you see them correctly. You know what I deserve versus, in the situation. So if hip hop,
some of your comments too, Loc, and I do appreciate you tapping in and you know what I mean, recognizing, because not everybody's just going to tap in and say, yo, that's facts, Mikey T. But when somebody of your stature taps in, it shows people that, not everybody has to fall back from giving somebody their flowers.
I want to share with you, because at one point I watched one of your videos, and the way you started off, your introduction, you were so casual. I thought you was about to clap for something that you actually clapped down. And you took me through a whole journey, because you didn't just jump out there like anti what was against me. It was a subject related to me. I can't quite pinpoint it, but the way you introduced it, you spent about 10, 15 minutes just warming up what you was about to talk about. And you were so casual. I assumed you were about to agree with the position that it caused me to be intrigued. So I watched, like, man, what he finna say? But as you actually got into it, you took my side, and it was like, oh, whoa. And I grew an appreciation for what you do even more so than my previous association, because it takes courage. A lot of people is trying to go on what's more popular, what, you know, the more powerful voice is expressing. And when I saw you as a non-black, a neutral voice, having the courage to take a stand that was right versus popular, it was all respect, bro.
Sometimes you got to call things right down the middle. If there's something you like from one side, but you can call out things that you don't like from that side, and vice versa. But before I bring the guys in from the Queen's crew, I want to ask you one more question in regard to M and Game, unless we go on to speak about it further in another episode. Does Eminem respond to this track? Does he have to?
Of course not. If Eminem was comfortable being the guy that has gotten the crown as the GOAT, and he was comfortable saying he went through his whole career without mentioning Suge, bro, look how Jay-Z did Game. He has been the epitome of begging for attention and acknowledgement from the greats and not receiving it. If Eminem chose, after he was not included in the Super Bowl, to respond now, it would just devalue the whole brand of what Eminem has established up until this point. Doja is a bottom feeder that has always begged for more attention than he deserved and received.
All right, I'm about to put up Spider Loke's IG. I'm about to pin it in the chat for not your IG, your YouTube.
Either or, please do. I appreciate it. It don't matter. I was trying to say this too. When I was doing the name association thing, when it comes to hip hop, I was saying we are kindred based on our appreciation and our upbringing in the culture of hip hop. It causes us to cross cultures without clashing. Hip hop is our immediate medium of connection, and we both know the worst thing associated with hip hop is anything whack. You feel me?
Right.
It's equal. It's simple. That's like the kindergarten of it. 1 + 1 is 2. Hip hop, whack, wrong.
My boy Dice was just telling me some shit like that the other day, kind of speaking about how I'd be passionate. I think you were saying, Dice. And this is my bro Finesse. He's from Far Rock, New York.
Shout out to the whole panel. Both you, all three of the homies that I don't know. I'm just meeting. Look like it's for y'all.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Spider Love, one more time. Shout out, big homie.
Yep, much love.
Join in with you, Relly. Finesse, I appreciate you tapping in tonight, bro. I've been rocking with these guys for a minute. But yeah, so Spider Loke, pretty much the topic we're addressing today is 50 Cent going on the Breakfast Club and saying that he is done carrying G-Unit. Let's start it off with you, Spider. How did you react to this Breakfast Club interview? Did you watch it yet?
I didn't watch it, but just hearing that was something that was announced today, I'm curious. Not that I'm concerned, but the fact you brought it up, I'm curious as to what carrying has been going on in the last decade plus. I didn't realize he was carrying G-Unit. I didn't know. So I don't. Just this is my thing, bro. Any grown man, I mean, anybody affiliated with G-Unit, we know they're fully grown to a certain extent. Anybody in that stature that's looking for any other grown man to carry them, they're in a handicapped position in life, period. And that's not a position that no man should desire to be in. Okay. You know the potential benefit from being associated even now with anybody that know 50 Cent. Everybody can quantify the value of doing a collaboration with 50 Cent, whether you're G-Unit or a new unit. If you have some type of business venture collaborating with 50 Cent, there's an obvious value you can quantify to that. So the old cats, new cats, anybody, it's not surprisingly that anybody will be willing to do business with him. But for him to feel like all of a sudden there's a brand new announcement to make that he's not carrying G-Unit, it speaks a lot to how empty his experiences in life must be. Who thought he was still carrying G-Unit?
Very well said.
So yeah, Dice, respond to that. What Spider Look was saying, about who was thinking anybody, the overall regard of people thinking that 50 Cent is carrying G-Unit. The last time Young Buck and Lloyd Banks actually put out albums was 2006 and 2007. Well, actually, you know, Lloyd Banks had the hunger for more too, as well. Welcome, Relly. Get your shit situated, man.
Don't worry, Mikey T. My phone now. A couple phone calls called, you know.
You good?
None of
Yeah.
those releases even affect the conversation. We're talking about all the successful apparent ventures that 50's been involved in since the G-Unit shit. If you've been carrying G-Unit, everyone with any common sense would assume you would have saw some participation, at least from Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo thoroughly. Come on, throughout the whole power. If power is the concept and you're the boss, you have the power to include. But instead, you know what we watched? We watched the groupie come out of 50 Cent. He hit the scene as the anti-groupie that don't give a fuck about nobody in the industry but himself. And he flipped the script and turned into a groupie and tried to associate himself with every possible celebrity that he could. He did a whole 180.
And you want to know what that was for, Spider? That was
Talk
because he noticed how it was hurting him by trying to go against everybody. He's seeing how that hurt him and it affected his whole music career, basically.
Yes.
And that's why he tried to flip the, like you said, flip the narrative and start speaking to everybody and try to do that.
But you know, I agree with you, but I think a little deeper, it was less about him wanting to be successful, because we cannot deny he's never ceased to be a successful entrepreneur entertainer. No matter what we thought the music should do at any given point, he's never fell off. But I think him as a human personally wanted to be more accepted. He could have kept doing deals, being successful, being an asshole, but I think he wanted to be more included with his peers, and it was a personal. He wanted to be friends. All of a sudden, he running around with Trey songs and doing goofy videos in a hotel about how many.
Yeah. You're right. I ain't never look at it that way. That's a fact.
Yeah, he wanted to be included as a
lonely.
beloved, not just a successful person from the culture, but a beloved member of the culture. And he kind of like forfeited that early on. And I think down the line, he desired that. And what we saw him do, that was his campaign to try to acquire that.
Loc, I do want to point out, 50 saying that he did more for G-Unit than we saw Jay-Z do for a lot of the guys at the Roc. When it came to actually putting them in video games, he put Banks, Buck, you know what I mean? Yayo, I think Who Kid was even in the video game. The first one, at the very least, Who Kid was in. He got these guys their shoes. Yayo had the thumbprint on the shoe. Relly, I want to give you a chance to talk about that, man. Like the fact.
Wait, before he do, I just want to say, I don't give a fuck about none of that. He ain't do none of that for me, so that's cool. But go ahead.
Well, Loc, he could have possibly done that for you had not everything crumbled. Had there been a third G-Unit video game that was more successful, maybe you would have popped up in there and been the West Coast connection.
Look.
He had a lot of chances.
E40 told me, you bet the shake and bake all that was fist to ass niggas. Don't give a fuck what you was fist to do. It's about what you did, what you have done. Or what you could have done don't matter. Shoulda, woulda, coulda don't matter.
He could have did a lot for Spider. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Spider was hot. Spider was the hottest. I think got scared, Spider.
I've yet to submit a complaint officially or publicly. I'm just acknowledging the reality of what took place. I'm not complaining whatsoever.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, I know that you were supposed to get started with G-Unit West. I was watching it all happen. We saw it unfold. The West kept secret. We were all hearing it, but then things didn't get followed up on. Relly, let me ask you about that though, man, with the whole thing with 50 putting them in video games, putting them with the clothing. You know what I mean? What's your take on all that?
I think that it was a good thing too. It was a good thing from them coming from Jamaica Queens and coming out, but still, that at the time that wasn't making a lot of money at the time. It was exposure, but that wasn't nothing. It was plenty of things even up until right now. He could still like still do, like bringing them on tours and certain things. You know what I mean? But
And
everybody, but you never.
the thing about it with the G-Unit clothes and all that, the only perspective you ever get is 50's perspective, because for some reason everyone else associated refuses to give their own perspective. But if you think about it, I don't know the details of those deals because I wasn't involved. I didn't personally receive one. But obviously, because 50 was complaining about the way that the artist was supporting it, I assume they may have perceived that they was not committed to that deal. They may have been able to go out and get a deal in the fashion industry that was more lucrative for them. And I thought they may have viewed that as a limitation more so as a blessing. And his personality didn't allow room for that much expression. So he kept trying to tell the world, oh, they're not appreciating this deal. But the deal must have been small in the mind of the recipients to the point where they probably assume I'm on a level where I can go get a similar deal that makes more sense for me, but I'm not at liberty to do that because of this deal. That's what I would imagine.
Well, Spider, you know, in that situation, when Lloyd Banks, we were talking about it yesterday. Nuts, you weren't tapped in. Yo, get your the audio situated, bro.
That's me.
No, that's not you, Lo. That was my homie. Oh, salute to the big homie. But so in regard to the money involved, Lloyd Banks said losing out on the sneaker deal, he was losing out on 200 to 250,000. Now, from the numbers that the number that 50 Cent was putting out there for their albums, they were getting a budget from Interscope for 750,000. So if you really weigh those, it's like, okay, you're getting paid 250,000 to wear a sneaker, maybe post it on any type of social media or wear it in a music video back then. On the other hand, you're getting paid $750,000 to complete a whole album. You know, there's a lot that goes between that, Spider.
You cannot start breaking those mathematics based upon what one man said. No one else has chimed in and said that was the numbers agreed upon or anything. So you're taking your perspective based upon someone who is very interested in preserving his public image. So just if we take for granted those are the numbers, you're not even considering how long the term is for the 250. You're not considering what your obligations as an individual for receiving that 250 is, and you're making a comparison for this 750 with an album deal as if they're relative. And in this sense, I cannot correlate relativity between the two. I don't have enough information about them to say that they relate. I don't know. All I'm saying is, even if you know for a fact that one situation was worth 250, how can we rule out there wasn't a 1.2 million situation at Sean John? Are you aware of the fact that one of 50 Cent's and Game's early riffs was about the fact when once they released the documentary, before Game did a G-Unit clothing campaign, he did a Sean John campaign. He was on Sunset Boulevard on a big ass billboard promoting Sean John clothing that had 50 hot as fuck. So
I don't think there's no denying. You know, I don't think there's no denying the fact that $250,000 to a lot of people is a chump change deal when somebody could go out there and get.
I didn't say that.
When somebody has a celebrity, they can go out and get a $2.2 million deal.
Perhaps.
Just sign this $250,000 deal because it's convenient.
But just think about it. If it's one dude getting $8 million for the whole pie,
80 million, Spider, he said.
Huh?
He said 80 million.
Okay, so if one guy's getting 80 million and he's giving a few guys 250,000, who gonna be satisfied with that?
Well, I mean, if they wouldn't have messed it up, I think that deal could have been, like you said, we don't know.
Wait. You got to be careful before you jump out there and say if they wouldn't have messed it up. Who messed what up?
Well, I mean, like 50 said, they were wearing Louis Vuittons. Spider, you're a former G.
Wait, you got to look. Anytime you base your perspective on like 50 said, you have to check yourself. Because all you know is what 50 said. That's not gospel. That's not Bible. That's not factual just because he said it. Just because there's nobody publicly challenging it does not mean it's true.
But what's your take on it, man?
I'm telling you my take. I perceive the possibility that whatever the financials were associated with those deals were not satisfactory to those that received it. And I perceive that they were aware, maybe even through Shaw Money or other people, Chris Lighty, that there was potentially way more lucrative situations available, bro. That does not make sense to you?
Of
What
course.
other label have you ever imagined in your life is going to commit an artist that could be a potential superstar to only wearing or promoting clothing that's associated with the fucking label versus wanting your artist to be able to make connections and collaborations with every other big corporation in every other field possible? Think about it.
So would you have worn the shoes if you were contracted to wear the shoes, Spider, or would you have been wearing Louis Vuittons?
Bro, I was wearing them without the check. I'm a different breed, bro. I'm a different breed, bro. I was getting on my mama cuz twice a month. I used to get like a shipment of shoes show up to my house that I wasn't even looking for, every color. My neighbors had them. Everybody I knew had them. I didn't give a fuck. Them niggas was in the contractual situations, not me. I was hoping for a deal to wear that shit on the set. You don't see this shit?
No, yo, Spider, I totally feel you 100%. You know, being an upcoming artist myself, I'm sure everybody in here feels you. When you get a deal, you know, we're all looking for a big deal, and then somebody comes, signs you to a $250,000 deal, and then you got somebody barking up your tree for a $2.5 million deal that you could have potentially got. You know, it happens.
Every there's no other label in the world that you could perceive a conflict of interest from. You have a deal with the label, and then when you go to outsource other networking opportunities, typically the label does not present a conflict of interest. There is not a built-in clothing proposition, and any business deal should be just that, a proposition, not an obligation that you have no choice on tapping into. If the boss was thinking correctly, he would have been trying to get other artists that weren't signing him to do fashion deals other than his little homies that's G-Unit artists. Why not go after a Fabulous, a Jada Kiss, a fucking Nelly to do a G-Unit deal versus trying to force the people that are already under you to take this small fraction of this large deal you got? And they're just not dumb enough to sit there and act like they happy about it. And then when you get dissatisfied with their dissatisfaction, you go to the world and misrepresent what's actually going on.
Big
Well,
homie, do
Yes,
you
sir.
think he played a bully role? Pardon me, Mikey T.
you could have.
Spider Loc, do you think he played a bully role in that one situation with the sneakers?
Look, that's a great question. You see how loyal Tony Yayo is to him, right? And you see neither of them would ever be comfortable discussing anything negative about each other ever. No matter what we both all been aware they've been through ups and downs, neither of them would speak on it. So when you ask me about is there bulliness involved, think about 50 showing up and body slamming him in them bushes, cuz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They whole dynamic is bully involved, bro. I hate to tell you, but Tony Yayo's has some of the softest, smoothest hands I ever shook in my life. On my mama. They feel so non-masculine. And then you just imagine everybody on this panel, think about being surprised and anybody you know picking you up and body slamming you in the bushes like that. If you don't really doing, you know that's not gonna be the end of it. We gotta do another round of something, right? As a
We got
man.
to do another round. Yeah, we got to get a fake.
Another round of something. So if you don't think bully influence is involved in the fact that Lloyd Banks, hip hop, not one individual, hip hop itself, crowned him the punchline king, and you think Lloyd Banks, as a man, would not desire to be more vocal about his experience in hip hop? Just think about it.
That's a fact.
Think about it. 50 ain't never got no motherfucking crown from hip hop like the punchline king. You was a beneficiary of magnificent marketing, and you were a victim of a horrific crime that you survived, and great marketing and a horrific, traumatic, victimizing event was put together, and you experienced success. You got shot 9 times and you made it. There ain't nothing really gangster about that the way it was marketed, but because of the mental level of the consumer base and what's easily to sell from a Hollywood entertainment perspective, it was perfect. You bumped into some real gangsters, got extremely victimized, and then you were rewarded by bumping into some entertainment giants. And now it's from, that was the story.
Crazy. That's a crazy breakdown right there. I got to give a shout out to Ant Learn. He says he actually agrees with me. There's a few people out here who agreeing with me on this point right here. 50 didn't have to give them dudes those deals. Jay didn't do it. Birdman didn't do it. But I do agree with Spider Loc in saying that they should have been able to go out there and command their own deals as well. Spider, when 50 came back and told Buck and Banks and Yayo that he was no longer dealing with Shaw Money XL and that they needed to go get new management, any of those artists should have been able at that point to go out and get the hottest manager in the game to work with them.
Once again, you are basing your perspective on trusting what 50 said.
No. I'm basing it on the fact that Lloyd Banks was a 3 times platinum artist. He moved 500,000 in a week.
So look, your fucking general common sense should tell you, regardless of how free 50 Cent tried to say anybody was, nobody was that free behind the scenes, bro.
Well, he said go get new management from Shaw Money XL.
You keep quoting what he said. He will say anything, bro. You gotta erase what he said.
Young Buck has confirmed this though, Spider, and he was like,
Young Buck said he's not in love with Greg.
I want to go on.
The only individual associated with any of this that you can't say bit his tongue and told a lie is me. Maybe Lloyd Banks too, because he don't speak much. And then Tony Yayo only tells one story. But nigga, don't fuck what Young Buck said. Fuck what 50 said. They lying.
That nigga Lloyd Banks a quiet nigga.
He a quiet nigga. He's very selective about when he speaks. And I can't do nothing but respect that. However, for you to keep quoting what 50 said, it devalues your understanding, your position. Because that it's only what that's only what he has said. That's all it is.
Are you denying, Spider, if you came out and you sold 440,000 units in a week, you would have been able to go out and get whatever agent the music and the Hollywood business had to offer. That's the fact.
So when you see Lloyd Banks not being able to do that, it tells you there's something unnatural in the process.
It tells me that these guys messed up their careers.
No, don't be that naive. It tells you that the guy in control was that controlling. He was a limiter. He was blocking. Let me tell you, I am aware of the R&B artist Joe sending a record to G-Unit for Young Buck to collab on, and Young Buck was not aware. 50 became aware. He did the verse and sent it back, and it got released like that. And he didn't tell Buck that it was initially for him until Joe cleared it and put it out. That type of shit, homie.
First type of shit.
Look, even though you keep throwing up Jay-Z and his relationship with his artists to compare, how many artists have you seen create a bigger artist than them outside of Dr. Dre?
A bigger artist than 50?
Any artist that became
Jay-Z
successful, who has created an artist bigger than them?
Okay. Who has created?
Thank you. Let me tell you something about 50 Cent. 50 Cent has told us for years the reason why he doesn't play sports is because he cannot really deal with going out giving his best performance, but not winning based upon somebody else's performance. That's why the only sport he could ever get into was boxing. So boxing, he felt like it's on me only. But team sports is not his thing. He's expressed this over and over and over again.
Berg Bucks was bragging, cuz.
What up, Berg? Appreciate you.
I know. Wait. The fuck? Where am I at? I know this nigga didn't say what's bracking, cuz.
Yo, what's cracking?
What does that mean? What's bracking cuz? Who said that?
Dice.
What's
Ain't
cracking?
nobody say
I
what's
said
cracking.
that. I'm a blood saying what's cracking to the cuz, you heard?
Oh, okay. What's bracking cuz?
Yo, Spider, what's cracking?
Yeah, you
That's my
stupid.
bro. But
Much love, though. Yep. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm not going to be here too much longer, but if anybody got a question for me, I'm ready for the questions.
so it's
I
interesting.
got one for the big homie. Go ahead, Mikey.
It's interesting that you brought up Tony Yayo, Spider, because Yayo was the next point of this Breakfast Club conversation. 50 said Yayo is a different animal. If he does something wrong, I don't care what magnitude. He will look and he will go, my bad. And then you're like, all right. And we'll just keep going until the next time he does something wrong. That's our relationship. What
I
do you think of that
understand that.
relationship?
I understand that, acknowledge that, and accept that. And I also want to iterate, I'm keeping it a Google. A lot less time than him and Tony Yayo have spent together. From my perspective, I had established the same understanding.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure anybody really has homies like that, though, that can pretty much do anything.
I promise you, I did not, as goofy as it might look, I didn't do this without really thinking I had established that type of connection with a real nigga. You feel me?
Facts.
He had me convinced that the connection was bigger than the industry and all that. You feel me?
Oh,
I wanted to ask the big homie, from then to now, what would you change?
The only thing I can grab and say that I would change, I probably wouldn't have did this on Crip, on my mama. I probably wouldn't have did this. But on top of that, there was a point in time early on in my experience with 50 when I was approached by Troy Carter, Sanctuary Management, who was quite, almost equivalent, if not, they were competitive with like a Violator management. I just wasn't really up on them. And when he approached me to try to represent me as a manager, I became aware he was also representing Fat Joe. And based on, 50 dynamic with Fat Joe at the time, I was apprehensive. I didn't just jump on the invite because I wanted to make sure it was going to be cool with 50 and all that. And by the time I took my time to figure that out and tried to double back on him, he expressed less interest in even fucking with me because I didn't jump on it. And after he invited me to fuck with him, at that time he had the Boost Mobile campaign. Ludacris, Fat Joe, Jeezy, Game, when they did the Boost Mobile commercials, that was his shit. At the same time, he was managing Eve. He told me while Eve was filming that TV show, which was current back then, he was like, as our manager, I get $30,000 a week. And after I didn't have a successful relationship with him, he went on to not only find The Weeknd, the artist, he also founded Lady Gaga and also a co-founder in Uber. So if I would if anything I would do different, I would jump on his invitation and I would have rolled with him on my mama.
that's lit. Yo, before anybody else, guys, Finesse, Iceberg, Dice, if you wanted to get a question to the LOC, I wanted to ask you, Spider, since you brought up that endorsement that they all had, can you remember the Pepsi freestyle that y'all did?
I didn't bring up the endorsement. I replied to it being brought up. But what about the freestyle?
What about that Pepsi freestyle? That wasn't it the Pepsi freestyle that all of G-Unit was involved in?
Yeah, I remember that day. Like,
it was lit.
I vaguely remember details from that day. I stumbled across the clip online every now and then. I can just remember being like told that very shortly you're gonna need to do a freestyle and mention Pepsi and I think Yahoo. And I remember basically everybody else took a verse they already had in their head and kind of changed it and put Yahoo and Pepsi in it. And if I recall correctly, I'm the only nigga that went off the dome and tried to force Yahoo and Pepsi in my verse. But we was on the rooftop in New York. There's a lot of like cameras and white folks around. That moment was way bigger than me. I just could recall that being one of the moments that had my heart beating and excited to be a part of hip hop.
Yeah, that shit was lit. Did that play on television or was it an internet thing?
From what I could recall, its biggest placement was on internet, but I think it was an MTV. It may have been on TV to some degree. I'm not sure though. I don't want to confirm or deny it.
Oh yeah, man. But Dice,
Yeah,
Ness, Berg.
yeah. I gotta. First off, crack and C4.
For death though, my low.
Second off, from me looking in from the outside, I wanted to know when you was a part of the team or whatever. Who made you like write the hardest? Like when you was around them, like who made you like damn like bro bars is crazy. I gotta go in when I get on the track with him.
Of course, complexity, Lloyd Banks,
Of course.
but when it comes to creativeness, 50 has a sense of creativeness that's kind of hard to match. But Lloyd Banks, when it comes to complexity and construction of like syllables and rhymes, of course. So you somewhere in between trying to be as creative as 50 and as dope and complex as Lloyd Banks.
Heard you.
Well said.
Oh yeah. Ness, did you have one you wanted to get in, bro? Ness, you're on mute, bro. Or something. No, you're not on mute. You got to log back in, bro.
His mic fucked up.
Yep. You did have one super chat question here from Ant Lean. He actually had one for you. He said, Spider, was you upset because 50 chose to push Hot Rod and not you, even though that you were on the soundtrack? You know what I mean? And I want to bring up the point that even though it was starting to get filtered in, you were on Thoughts of a Predicate Felon in 05, the soundtrack in 05, and then they just seemingly divert from the plan.
Upset. I won't say that I allowed myself to reach the point of being upset, but of course, throughout the process, at sometimes it was a lack of appreciation for the way it was going. However, before I can have expressed any lack of appreciation, I was always being bombarded with like sentiments and expressions of from 50 explaining why it was going that way and why it wouldn't really stop nothing that we were actually planning on. So, of course, at certain times I didn't understand it, probably didn't appreciate it, but I never allowed it to really get me to the point of being upset or adjusting or affecting the way I approached the situation. I just took it on the chin.
Finesse, welcome back, bro.
Mm-hmm. No, I said I'm not gonna lie. I'm good with what Berg asked him. I would have wanted to know that right there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, but y'all can imagine I'm a real nigga because, of course, some of that shit was confusing as it started switching up. But when I was comparing it to what I was just coming from, and I was keep getting confirmation that it was gonna shape up correct, I didn't let that really bother me. Like, it's all good, fuck it, whatever.
Yo, I got another question for you though, Lo. You think like around the time like you was on your wave and shit, the gang shit, do you think that was like holding you back a little bit? Because nobody else was really on no gang. You think that was like
Definitely
a
not from. I don't think it was from a point of showing it or act or marketing it the image, but what a lot of people not aware of, my actual affiliation really, really, I believe, played a part to a deep level because a lot of things that came up as far as certain of my homies catching cases, to where their bail was 10.5 million. They end up receiving life sentences. And when you go to the paperwork and the whole process, G-Unit was mentioned a whole lot. I can't imagine before all them cases was executed, 50 wasn't never tapped on the shoulder at LAX. A lot of things, that people are not quite aware of was taking place with me personally that I believe caused him to step back on my mama. That's why I'm be so surprised why he tried to sum it up with some simple bullshit when I know it was way more to it than that. I know he bit off more than he can chew when it came to like, damn, I didn't know all this was going to be taking place. And it's a lot of shit, say for another day, that I could go into depth about that I think kind of caused him to. It was a lot of shit took place before he even signed the vitamin water deal that I could imagine Chris Lottie was telling him maybe need to step back from that a little bit. Yeah.
I got one more question for the Loc before we go. Any advice? All three of them are rappers. Any advice to them as far as the shit that they don't see about the game that not that you already explained, but the shit that can change with the game being so different now with the internet?
I'm gonna tell you, this is what I've learned from being active with YouTube and companies like DistroKid and TuneCore. There, when you conduct business correctly these days, there is no room or no need for feelings or emotion. I've had very successful runs with the companies I just named, receiving money, paying taxes, getting a profit. And I've never spoken to a human being that represents any of those companies. So when you deal with the entertainment business, even when you are dealing with humans, if you can program yourself to eliminate your emotions and your feelings, you can get to the bottom line of what you're trying to find way faster. Emotions and feelings and preconceived ideas are they're obstacles, they're deterrents. The most successful business I've handled is with YouTube, DistroKid, and TuneCore, and I've never met a human being to represent either of those companies. So in order to do my business with them, I've had to eliminate my feelings. And everything is about the bottom line, the facts. And that's the best advice I can give to a nigga right now. Get your feelings out of there, get your emotions out of there, and approach that shit from a non-personal perspective.
That's what business is about.
Oh, my mama.
So, Loc, I want you to let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. For everyone that's watching right now, you can hit the link pinned and go right to Spider Loc. Go to right to Spider.
For all serious business inquiries and all sincere expressions of appreciation, you can locate me on Instagram at Spider Most Easty, the number 7. Hit my DM. If you're just trying to tap in from the outside in and see what we got going on, the most active place to catch me is on youtube.com/Spider Most Easty. That's where the black box go up, and we just keep it cracking. Appreciate you, Mikey T. I appreciate the whole platform. Much love to all y'all.
Yo, I overly appreciate you joining us today, man.
Indeed.
And Loc, keep
All
doing
right.
your
Yo,
thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Man. Definitely appreciate it. Major love to the Loc. All right, yo, get the audio situated. I can hear myself coming in on a super shit.
what movie you saw? What you said?
Hot stale is it? Oh, I think hold on one second. I just don't want the audio to mess up. We
Rock
got Rock
still in the
Stale in
building.
the building. Oh, great questions. Iceberg, Berg Bucks, great questions. Great little joint right there. Appreciate Spider Loc joining us on short notice, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really see the interview, but he reacted with us a little bit. He'll probably even he may do in a reaction page on his video on his channel. So make sure you go over to his page right now and subscribe. Let's get back into this. Oh, hold on one second. Where's my audio coming back from? The audio is coming back from somewhere. All right, maybe O was trying to get himself situated. So 50 said on the Breakfast Club, if you look, Banks and these other guys, they come in by way of him. He was referring to Tony Yayo. So do you guys finesse? Is that how it is in your eyes that Tony Yayo is the one that brought 50 to Banks? Sort of like how Slow Bucks was rocking with Banks.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. That's what I heard coming up, though. I heard that Banks and Yayo had a relationship. Like, it wasn't 50 in the picture with them. But they had a relationship. Like, Banks was like Yayo Young Boy or something. So, and he was nice. So he put 50 on him early. Like, we can't go nowhere without him. He that nigga right here. Yeah, that's what I heard coming up.
50 was like, and they have a different temperament. It's not the same relationship, so I don't go back to carrying them. Yay, he is different. Iceberg, Berg Bucks. Let me get your reaction to that. We're always seeing 50 and Yayo together, but we're not necessarily going to see 50 with Game, 50 with Buck, 50 with Banks.
I mean, everybody got their different relationships, and other people rock with different people differently inside a group. But as far as that, we already know that you know, Yayo and Banks was, homies before. Yayo always had his relationship with 50, of course, but he had his relationship with Banks, and Banks was younger. So he's the one who put him out there and said, yeah, man, this dude right here is gonna be it. And he was right.
And yeah, Yayo was actually speaking on that, Dice. He was saying pretty much that he went and performed with 50 outside of the country, came back to New York and performed with Lloyd Banks at I think it was Sony Hall. What do you make of him balancing those two relationships, Dice?
I mean, like Berg was saying, me growing up from the same block as them, I know that Banks and Yayo, like Berg was saying, I bet they was basically best friends. Banks was Yayo's friend, like actual friend. So Yayo's gonna keep that they gonna always be friends. They gonna always speak, and they gonna keep that connection. Do 50 like it? I'm not sure. Maybe that's what 50 was talking about when he said Yayo always doing something to get me mad, and I'm gonna disappear from him, and then he gonna come back and then do like that's what happens. 50 slam Yayo on the head. Yayo still gonna come around. Like that's just what happens.
Rest in peace, Bills. I mean, did you have like a similar relationship with Bills? You know what I'm saying, Dice? Like sometimes Bills would do something that would annoy you, and it's like, yo, dude, I could see that because you have that type of relationship with some of your friends. Just to bring up Bills for a second while we got a couple hundred people in the room and say rest in peace to Bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rest in peace to Bills.
That was one of your roadies, Dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yayo in fifth. You know what I mean? That's his guy that's going to be beside him regardless and shit like that.
Yeah, yep. I mean, just like all brothers, man, we all fight and argue, but what makes us that's just make brothers strong. And as long as we could come together and talk about our differences, that's what happens. And me and Bills used to go through it all the time, man. All of us, Bills went through it. Every last one of us. But that's our brother, man.
Hell yeah, I know. That's what friends be going through, man. That's why I bring that shit up, man, because you gotta be able to, react to these moments with stuff that you've gone through. We've seen people go through shit. But Iceberg, they were talking about the Bushes incident a little bit earlier when they threw you. Actually, let's not go there, man.
I just said that. That's what I was talking about when you threw him on the neck. That's what I meant.
Let's not go there.
I saw the video, but I don't really know about it too much.
Is that? Is that something that be going down in New York, Iceberg? You know what I mean? People get thrown in the bushes sometimes. That was a joke, right?
Yeah, that was a joke. I mean, that's not really something that happens in Queens. I'm not even gonna lie. But
50's a bully, man.
Friends like that, so if my friend, if it was a friend of mine, you ain't gonna turn around and shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about the habit. We know that. Come on.
So, guys, I don't know if anybody in the room has seen, aside from me, has seen the Lloyd Banks freestyle on Flex. 50 was saying, I don't see all of his stuff, but I seen some of the stuff that comes through. I seen he did the stuff with Flex. He said he saw a few clips of what he did with Joe Budden. Did any of you guys see the freestyle that he did with Flex yet?
Yeah. I seen a little bit of it. Finesse seen it though. Finesse could elaborate a little bit more.
All right, Finesse, that's you, bro.
What? He got a new one?
Yeah, the one you were just showing me. That wasn't you sharing the oh no, that wasn't you. That was you, right? Sharing the Funk Flex freestyle.
Iceberg.
That might have been Flea. That might have been Flea the Dawn. Y'all
I
both
ain't see it yet. If
Well,
it's
nah,
y'all both keep trying to.
I heard this shit today.
Oh,
when it came out. When it came out.
Like yesterday, 2 days ago.
I ain't see it yet.
But I heard
yeah. That was Flea then trying to show me.
It was good. It's not his usual Funk Flex freestyle, especially because he was sitting down. He looked way comfortable. I mean, it's Banks, but it's not his usual freestyle. But it was fire.
He wasn't cocky with it. From what I seen, he wasn't cocky Banks. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, I like
confidence is going 50 took his confidence away, man.
I like cocky Banks better. I like the shit on you Banks better.
So basically, Envy or Charlemagne, excuse me, told 50 Cent about how. Hold on 1 second. I'll bring this to each of you as we go. So Charlemagne told 50 about how Lloyd Banks actually gave him props, saying that he made him a better songwriter. 50 was like, at that point, I wasn't doing nothing but writing. nothing but songwriting. I don't think you should have the best verse at 50 years old. I think the best part is the youth. So I want to ask you guys each about, artists having their best verse at 50, but also the fact that Lloyd Banks did give 50 props, for becoming a better songwriter from watching him. I'm going to start it off with you, Finesse.
He said he became a better songwriter from watching him.
Yep, the ad libs and all that, the beginning of the songs and shit. The way 50 starts off songs, even he said.
I mean, that's I don't know. I mean, listen, he said it himself though. He said Banks said some shit.
Yeah, no,
So,
Banks said that 50 inspired him, with the writing.
with the
Not
songwriting.
Yeah, it was Banks that said that, not the other way around, Finesse.
Oh, all right, you ain't say that. So, of course, and he should. The business, the business shit too. Like that should have inspired him too. Like you ain't learn nothing from the business. Well,
That keyword should have.
the smarts. You know what I'm saying? Fuck music, smarts. The music is good too.
Yeah, but I can see what he's saying as far as because Banks is a lyricist. 50 was a great songwriter, so I can see what he's saying about that.
Yeah, but Berg, what about writing your hottest verse at 50 years old? How do you see yourself doing that? What's your take on that aspect of it?
I'm not gonna say my hottest verse because your hottest verse is probably not when you was young because you wasn't fully polished yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything you do. Like 5 years, you become a master. You know what I'm saying? So it don't take. You could be start writing at 15, at 20. I don't think you a full master at fucking rapping. You know what I'm saying? But at 50, I don't know. I don't know. Possibly.
Dice, speak on it from the artist aspect there too, as well, bro.
I mean, yeah, just like Berg said, man, you get better with time. Anything that you practice on and you keep going and you keep working on, you keep your any craft that you keep working towards, you're gonna get better and eventually you'll become great if you keep working at it. And it depends on if you kept working until you was 50. You can't be wrote your best verse at 19 and then or 25 and then when you try to write, you ain't right after that. You just did other things and then you try to venture off back to doing music and then write at 50 and say, "Oh, this is my best verse." But if you kept going and you kept writing, I believe. But like Berg said, also you gain different experiences and your mind develops. So maybe.
Thanks. Finesse, what about you, bro? The Rock Finesse. You're gonna be writing your hottest verse at 50, right?
Nah, they said I'm gonna be a legend soon. I'm a legend now. You heard?
Let me see. I'm trying to find. All right, good.
I'm in the prime now, man. 50. I ain't waiting till then. I'm getting it popping now. You heard? I ain't waiting until I'm 50. At 50, I'm trying to have an artist. You know, by 50. Even before that,
50 had some interesting things to say here, you guys. He said, I think the best part is the youth. The culture loves things that have been damaged by the experience, no matter how harsh the experience has been, how beautiful the art is in it. It sounds perfect when you hear Cardi B saying it, and you know what the experience has been like prior to that. You want to speak to that, Dice, about Cardi B blowing up? I remember seeing Cardi B on The Breakfast Club, fresh off of Love and Hip Hop. Nobody thought she was going to make it. Or was I?
Yeah.
Everybody knows she was going to make it.
Oh no, you're right. Nobody, people did. A lot of people was disbelieving in her, just like almost everybody that's coming up in their career. But I believed in Cardi B. I seen her going hard. Just her hung. She was just dedicated, and she ain't give up. And I seen that. I seen that hunger in her.
What's up? That's what's up. Iceberg, you got anything to say about that? That little analogy 50 said there about, you know what I mean? The people loved 50 because he was going through it in the streets. Cardi B was going through it too.
I mean, that's the same thing. Like people love 50 for going through the street shit, but Cardi was definitely herself. That's what made her, blow up. Because it's a lot of people that just like her out this motherfucker that act the same or similar that don't want to let a lot of people see that side of them. But she was letting the world see the real her, and that benefited her. Some people it don't.
Finesse, anything to say in regard to this?
Yeah, like Berg said, like that inspired the ones that was like her to come out. That gave them a voice, gave them inspiration and motivation. You know what I'm saying? Well, I always knew Cardi B was going to be big because she had a big personality. Shit was crazy.
That's what's up.
She was on some fucking movie star shit before even music. She remind me of a movie star or some shit. Tiffany Haddish or something. You heard?
You're right, Finesse. I'm gonna give it to you, bro. You're right on that one, man. I was kind of off about that when I seen her on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. Charlemagne would sometimes give some people a hard time on the Breakfast Club. Like he gave Machine Gun Kelly a hell of a hard time. You know what I mean? Like I remember.
Yo, Love and Hip Hop got boring when Cardi B left.
Ooh, let him know, Finesse.
It did. She was the life of that shit.
So, let me see where are we going here. The G-Unit documentary was brought up. 50 said I would do a documentary. They would be surprised from my perspective what it would be. Oh my God. We'd have we'd have communications. I'd come in and I'd tell them all, look under the table. And they'd have LV and Gucci. Do not expect your G-Unit check to come in. So what's your take on the G-Unit documentary, guys? I'm gonna send it around to everybody. Oh, you ready to what's your take on the G-Unit documentary? Oh, you ready to I always not ready. So what do you
I'm
think?
ready whenever you ready.
All right, Dice, what's your take on the G-Unit documentary?
I think the Junior documentary would have actually been dope. And from 50 saying them looking under the table and everybody wearing G on it, you gotta mix when you branding and you fashion like Kanye West. He was mixing his clothes. He was mixing G-Unit gear with Louis Vuitton. I mean his Yeezys with Louis Vuitton until he actually got deals with them. So you can't. He had to be a fashion mogul first. He had to dress the part for people to want to dress like him. So if 50 would have let them do what they do and be wear Gucci and Louis, then put the G-Unit on, that would have blew up. That would have blew it up that would have blew G-Unit up is what I'm basically trying to say. And I just really think that 50, man, he just be too petty sometimes.
Well, like Spider Loke said, he was actually repping the G-Unit sneakers without the deal even, but Iceberg, I want to ask you in regard to what Dice just said. Dice was just saying to mix and match the designer with the G-Unit clothing. I've seen videos or excerpts and clips of Little Dirk saying how corny it used to be when he would mix and match his designer. Is Dice going the right space there with the mixing
He
and match?
meant Gucci and Louis, Mikey T.
I mean, honestly, I mismatch the designer a lot right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
but back then, I mean,
Dirk, we from New York. Dirk ain't really got
well,
no swag. He could dress, but he ain't really got a swag.
people gonna wear whatever's in. Especially at those times, G-Unit sneakers was in at one point. It wasn't like those is the one of the hottest shits to have. Sean Carter's, all these rapper sneakers that never hit the fucking streets until they came out with them. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the actual shit, yeah, I mix and match all the time. It's all right with me.
And hold on one second. Finesse, what's your take on the G-Unit documentary, bro? Shouldn't it just be a movie?
That's what I be telling you. Like I want to see movies or real series. I don't like documentaries. I don't want to hear nobody telling me nothing because they gonna tell you what they want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they ain't under oath or nothing, so they gonna tell you whatever they want.
Show me.
That ain't. I don't really care about that. But The clothes part, you heard? The clothes part. Nah, you're supposed to represent your brand at all costs, especially when it's serious business on the line. I don't care about none of that. You're supposed to represent your brand. Fuck Gucci, fuck Louis. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah,
It's your
but Finesse,
brand.
Dice, I mean, am I wrong? Finesse kind of strikes me as the guy who would have showed up to that meeting with a pair of Louis on, though.
Definitely would have. But Finesse gonna promote his
Wasn't it-
brand though. Finesse gonna show up. Look, this is what Finesse gonna show up with a Rockstar shirt, and he's gonna also have a Louis belt on.
Hold on.
That's
So
what I'm
Finesse,
saying. You
I'll
gotta
ask you
make
the
it.
same.
You gotta
You would
make it look
showed up
fly.
to the meeting?
And I'm just saying, not even mismatching movie star, just branding, like just making people want to dress like you. Oh, he got on Louis. Oh, now he got that. He got that new G-Unit on. I want to wear that.
No, I
That's
know
what
what you mean.
Kanye West did.
I know what you mean. It just seems like a lot of people were trying to put it in the perspective of, like there would be like a heap of clothing and you would just get the opportunity. Oh, you're this famous guy's friend. You're that famous guy's friend. So you get to pick a little piece of Louis. You get to pick a little piece of Hermes. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these guys kind of look like what they're doing this day and age. You know what I'm saying? That's why Little Dirk, I believe it was Little Dirk who called it out.
Got a
And
little piece.
Dirk was like, I used to look crazy back then because now Dirk is at the height of his, you know what I mean? The height of his career. He can afford whatever he wants.
Yeah, because he definitely made a song. He had a song called Mismatch Designer
Yeah, but Mikey, you gotta understand
featuring
what
King Louis. He was happy about it at one point.
what's always in, always gonna come back. So you see people start to wear baggy clothes again.
A little bit.
Jerseys.
They trying to make the baggy clothes. I see people jeans bigger than the ones.
Yeah, trucker jeans. They wearing trucker jeans with the
Nah,
big loop.
Bird.
You
You
know the
want to know
big
why I
chunk.
said Mikey T? You want to know why I say he has no swag? Is because we could wear Dior, we could wear all Dior if we wanted to, but we gonna mismatch it because we want to. He's trying to say like it's corny to mismatch it. Like, oh, he was saying like he couldn't afford it, so he had to mismatch. He had
Right.
to wear the Louis with the Gucci. Like, no, we could wear all Dior or Gucci if we want to, but we gonna mismatch it.
I
Yeah,
can see
We
it.
from New
Back
York.
in the day, Dice, like, you know what I'm saying? We were there at the video shoots when Dirk was right around these guys like Meek Mill and Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? He must have felt some type of way like, oh shit, they've got the complete matching outfit, and I've got this mixed matched designer.
Because
Like,
he had to. I done seen Ross mismatch all the time.
okay, all right, talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Me
you don't
too.
gotta wear.
Uh,
Gotta wear.
Iceberg says it's okay to mix different brands into an outfit. It's about how you do it. Oh,
Why
come on,
not?
man.
Why not though? Like what's wrong with that? Like who said you supposed to wear all of the same name? Like that don't make no
Now,
sense.
Well, I was bringing the conversation to the table after Dice
if,
said that. It reminded me of the Little Dirk song.
if you got on some Gucci Louis Vuitton monogram sneakers with a Gucci monogram or a Burberry monogram shirt, that's right. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole shit is thrown off. But if you
Yeah,
got,
you can't wear no. Yeah, you can't wear
yeah,
the
like if
Back.
monogram shit.
you got a white shirt that say Balenciaga in black, right? Or it's a white T-shirt that say Balenciaga in all black, and you got some Gucci sneakers that's black and white. That's the same. It's the same color. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same color.
That's a fact.
With a black Burberry belt or some shit.
All right,
Yeah,
let me see where we
Rapper
go.
drip different than outside drip.
You can't wear all monogram different shit. That looks stupid.
yeah. Now you look stupid. You got Louis monogram, Burberry.
Louis pattern with the Gucci pattern. Yeah, you looking crazy.
Now, if it's
If you gonna
quiet,
mismatch it, it gotta be discreet. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
quiet.
Guys,
Loud. It gotta.
guys, we're gonna bring it to the next topic. I'm gonna bring it around to everybody. 50 spoke about how Bad Boy never ended up signing him. They had some meetings. Yayo was actually talking about it as well. I want to know, what does everybody think? I'm going to start it with Iceberg. How do you think 50 would have fit on Bad Boy Records, man. Back in the '02. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, in '02, that shit would have fit him actually perfect. He would have been able to do songs with Mace, which everybody was fucking with Mace around these times. Like, not fully around
I've
these
been
times.
gone by then.
Yeah, but not fully around these times. But he still would have been able to get
You're right.
into Mace like he did when he was, when he had him bring him to G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? So, and other than that, Diddy would have put him in a different lane that he got in himself eventually, but Diddy would have put him in a different lane from the get-go.
Okay. All right. Let me bring it over to O. Oh, do you agree with what Iceberg is saying there? Do you think Bad Boy would have worked out for 50?
No. If anything, he would have been with the Locs. Who else in Bad Boy had a style like 50?
That would have been great. 50 in the locks. That would have been awesome. Bring Mace back. That would have been great. 50 on the remix of maybe Whoa. You know, maybe there would have been you know what I'm saying? But you
Was
say
Black
no.
Rob still popping around that time?
Yeah, Black Rob was popping in 2000. He would have stayed. But oh, we lost you. Let me bring it over to Dice.
I feel like 50. Dr. Dre is the best place 50 for the best situation for 50 Cent. He would have never been no 50 Cent if he landed anywhere else.
You think it would have just been another kind of like
Definitely not
buffer in his
Diddy.
career like Columbia was?
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Game was running around. Game was running around too with Bad Boy and shit like that. And kind of interesting how Spider Loc noted that I think he said it was the Game who did the Sean John deal. I remember that shit because it's like, yeah, Diddy kind of waited for Game to get popular to do the endorsement deal with him. It's like he had first dibs, as I said earlier, the phrase of the day. It's like he had the first chance to actually do an endorsement with him. Finesse, what's your take on it, man? Would 50 have worked out with Bad Boy Records?
I don't know, man. Maybe if Big was here.
Yo, what's that sound in the background? You had an aquarium? You had an aquarium, Berg?
My dogs.
Oh, that's your dog. Berg's on mute anyways.
Nah, you hear me though? Maybe if Big was here, he'd fuck with it, but he ain't jacking them other niggas.
Oh, you're saying 50 what wouldn't assign to them unless Big was there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Everybody was giving Bad Boy that kind of treatment, Dice, to a certain extent. They were kind of giving Bad Boy the yo, Biggie and Mace left kind of treatment. I don't know if you
Yeah.
recall that.
Yeah, I do recall that. I mean, around that time, man, Diddy was still on some grimy CEO shit, making people work for cheesecakes, man. Not saying that he ain't make everybody career and do a lot for people and blessed a lot of artists, but still, man, it would have been bad for 50, and I don't think 50 Cent would have been 50 Cent.
Jesus. 50 would have been delivering cheesecakes from Juniors right now.
You heard Mikey T?
Now, what'd you say, Ness? I didn't hear you.
I said 50. If 50 would have been over there, it would. His situation probably would have fell out on some lock shit. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
niggas ain't jacking that shit. Did he? What he talking about?
Iceberg, would the album have even been called Get Rich or Die Trying if he was on Bad Boy?
Yeah, it still would have, because that's probably 50 probably had that name already ready for the album. I don't think nobody helped him even with that shit. I think he already picked that out on his own.
So let me see here. 50 was like, I was going back and forth. They knew I was talented. They looked at it like I don't want all of the stuff that comes with him. 50 took it, 50 it said it took for me to go around until M stumbled over it and he didn't know that the trouble that came with it. I wasn't even going to say anything. I didn't even address them directly until Ja Ja had said something about Hailey. They had hung out together and got high together. From there, he felt like they were closer than they was. When he got to the point, he was fired. He fired off because of the stuff about Hailey. You guys, that's ultimately what made Dice. Is that accurate? In your, is that what 50 was? Was he waiting after he signed that deal with all them, and he wasn't dissing them?
No, 50 had a big grudge. 50 is, like I said, 50, man. He don't
What?
get over his grudges. He still don't speak to his son. 50 hold grudges. 50 had a big grudge with the whole Murder Inc. So I doubt that 50 would have ever let that go. His whole goal was to destroy Murder Inc. And he knew that that's what was going to make him build him by destroying them.
Iceberg, I'm gonna bring it. Berg, I'm bringing it over to you, bro. What the hell was Ja Rule thinking when he made that line about all the women involved in Eminem's life, man?
I mean, you gotta understand. If at these times, Ja Rule was one of the hottest, people on earth. So for him to be as cocky and say shit about Eminem, it was kind of valid because he was just as hot. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he was dropping was platinum. It wasn't like he was some regular artist. No, he was a platinum artist from the gate, out the gate. So him saying shit was valid as far as his status, but as far as his rap, no, because he already knew he was gonna get bodied when he came back. When M come back and say anything, or he didn't even have to do that. He could just send 50 at him, and look what happened.
Finesse, I'm bringing it over to you, man. What do you make of this? This was the final straw, and 50 pretty much saying, now I'm going at you to finish you.
It wasn't no Hailey. That may have been. That might. That was. I know that was. That was M. That was M. Excuse for getting in it. I mean, not excuse, but that was his reason for jumping in that shit coming at job. But 50, that ain't his kid. So I mean, 50 been at them. He been at their neck. It's deeper than rap with that shit. Niggas know what's up. Like I don't know why niggas talking about some Hailey. Hailey ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Not when it come to fifth and Ja.
All right, but let's talk about this whole situation as well, because we were speaking about this last night, Dice. It was like 50 is saying here, just because Ja Rule and Eminem, they did some ecstasy together, apparently. They had a little party together, you know what I mean? They were playing some pool and jamming out or whatever. He thought that they kind of had more of a relationship than they actually do, man. What do you make of that whole thing? So Ja is actually cool with this dude, but now he's going to diss him to that extent.
Um, I mean, at that point, man, Ja Rule was on defense mode, so his back was against the wall, and he was just swinging, man. It was like nothing else could happen. It was nothing else that could be said, nothing else that could be. He was just swinging.
Yeah. Even though they
If
partied
that
together,
answers the
though,
question, huh?
Berg, even though they partied together, though, Berg, I mean, Ja Rule obviously thought, yo, we are brothers, man. I got a song on my album called Ecstasy. And we was chilling together.
That
We're bros.
that ain't mean shit. That's business. It's different when you come together for personal or business. It's different. It's totally different.
Yep, and that's Eminem obviously felt no way about signing 50 Cent. But then again, 50 did say that he didn't really know about all the drama going on with Murder Inc. at the time. Do you buy that? Did Eminem not know about the drama with Murder Inc.?
I mean, I'm not gonna say. I mean, he probably, you know what it was. He knew 50. He knew 50 had drama. He just didn't know who the fuck they was. He didn't know who the fuck they was. He didn't. He couldn't put the face to the name. That's probably why he's saying that. He's just saying, oh, he didn't know it was Murder Inc. That's all he's sound like he's saying. Oh, I didn't know it was Murder Inc. He knew he had drama. That's the niggas on his record. Like, you know he had drama, nigga.
So 50 or Ja Rule, excuse me. Ja
Cause it
Rule.
was a lot of times.
Sorry, bro.
No, I said it was a lot of subliminal shit. So M probably didn't know who the fuck he was talking about. So he gonna take it as I didn't know he had drama with them. That's how that go.
So 50 Cent said that I seen Eminem was upset. After Loose Change drops. 50 Cent's there. They're all in the studio in Detroit, I believe he said. He's like, yeah, I went in the next room. I was in Detroit and I recorded Automatic Gunfire that weekend. The first tape. Now, guys, this is interesting because the first G-Unit tapes, he said the G-Unit was the future. All those tapes, that was one photo shoot in this dude's garage. It was 3 shirts we had, a green theme, a red, white, and blue theme, and a white t-shirt theme. Berg, can you remember all these themes for the G-Unit mixtapes and shit? What do you think about the fact that they actually took all those pictures in one day?
I did not know they did that shit in one day. I definitely didn't, but I remember those t-shirts and shit running around. But I definitely didn't know that was one day.
You know, I guess it's kind of hard to believe. You know what I mean? I know you guys because y'all been running around to different studios in Queens, you know what I mean, that have various places to film videos and take pictures. You know what I mean? I could see y'all doing that type of shit. That's kind of what I thought about. And I was like kind of shocked. I was like, yeah, that makes the ultimate sense because they're doing this in the late 90s, early 2000s. They need to get those pictures taken. They need to get those projects out. G-Unit was not bullshitting when it came to put, like I talk about, sometimes there's people in school who be like, yo, man, I want to rap and shit like that. G-Unit was not bullshitting when it came to making their music, Berg.
I don't know they wasn't bullshitting. You could tell because they had they had a whole bunch of mixtapes out, and they was fucking pretty much just killing shit at these times.
And so we're gonna debunk this rumor as well. So 50 actually spoke on the fact that Game said he helped write What's Up Gangsta. What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, gangsta? Game said you could hear it in the hook. Were you buying that, Berg? Did you hear that?
Nah, I didn't hear that, but I'm not buying that. No. How somebody help you write songs and then you help somebody else? Nah, that I'm not buying that.
Game wasn't even around when 50 had that song.
Not buying.
Whoa. What do you mean Game wasn't around when 50 had that song? Because
That
that's
was
what
that,
50 saying
that
too. But
was in what 2003.
Nah,
Game.
Game 50 Ben had that song before that.
Yeah,
I
so
bet you 50 if 50 respond to that, he gonna tell him that.
it might he say if he had it
That
since
was on mixtapes before it
Game
got on the album.
down to '04 for real.
well, this is what 50 say. 50 said they say all kinds of stuff. He said he wrote What's Up Gangsta. I'm like, come on, bro. You wasn't even around when we did that. That was before you came into the picture. That's
50 said that.
That's what 50 said. That's
See,
get
that's what I'm saying. I knew what I just say. What did I just say?
He on some y'all know who shit.
What I just say? I told you.
Nigga making shit up now, huh?
Nah, I said that's what he said. 50 said
No,
that.
no, no. I said he on some you know who shit. He making shit up
Like
now and shit.
Yeah, 50
folks
was
said,
Game was not around when 50
well,
made that. I've been heard that song before Game came in the picture.
That's crazy. I did mean to ask the Loc about that when he was on, actually. I just hadn't got that far in the notes.
had that beat. He had the song already. They just tampered it. I mean, and tampered with it and fucked with it. And got a different beat. So
Yeah,
look,
he been had that. I was, you got to remember, I was around. I was around Bingham. I was around Yayo. I was around.
Now, that's why I say Dice, because Bangham had mentioned the Game being around, meeting the Game.
But he
So
wasn't around those times when 50 had What's Up, Blood, What's Up. He was not around. Game, I didn't even know who Game was at that time.
all I'm saying is we pretty much date the Game back to December of 02 at least with G-Unit. Like
I
when, you know,
I didn't know who Game was until he was on the song with Fab, not 50. I didn't. I heard Game on the song with Fab. First time
Yeah, that was that jacking for beat shit.
yeah, that's the first time I ever heard Game with Fab. Fab if you ask me who brought Game out, it's Fab because I with Fab.
what was that in 03?
That was like probably like '04 maybe.
That's when he started making his singing appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he was with Jim Jones and Cameron and Little Flip on Certified Gangsters remix, and when he appeared on both of Lloyd Banks and Young Buck's albums and shit. Let me see where we're going here. Okay, so 50 said we didn't even know who he was till after. He said there's a point of desperation when you say something. This is me at Had a Rob. So 50, when 50 was basically going at everybody and you know what I mean, pretty much trying to diss anybody that he would hope would respond. The game is in the same situation now. He's saying, what do you think about that analogy, Dice?
I mean, as far as 50 doing how to rob, I don't think game is more so. Game does it a lot. 50 Cent, no, 50 does it too a lot. 50 does that still to this day. If you ask me, man, I don't think that's even a position. That's just their strategies. They're trolls. They've been trolls.
What the hell, bro? Oh, maybe that was just the audio. So, getting back to it, my bad for hitting this kind of late, but 50 actually spoke on how he got connected with Bad Boy. 50 said Jennifer is who told Puff to work with me. Her first album had the same executive producer as 50's first album, The Power of the Dollar. Jennifer was telling him he's dope, work with him. Eventually it's gonna happen. So I think that's pretty major right there, even though Jennifer Lopez would end up getting 50 removed from the track that they did and replaced with Nas, Berg.
Yeah. I mean, I fuck with that track, and I mean, I fuck with Nas, so anything with Nas on it is impeccable.
Whose verse would you say was better? If you've heard 50's verse on there, I assume.
I just told you, anything with Nas is impeccable.
Yeah.
I fuck with 50, but anything with Nas, even 50 gonna say Nas.
That was cool, man. J-Lo really does see talent. She was even working with French Montana right there. Dice. So it was Jennifer Lopez that kind of put 50 Cent in Diddy's ear. What do you think about that, man? You think Diddy was kind of annoyed about that? He's like, yo, why are you talking to me about this dude 50 Cent? Yeah, let me put him to work.
I doubt it, man. I think 50 Cent is a businessman, and I'm sorry. I think Diddy is a businessman, and he wasn't looking at it that way.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez even did a single on Black Rob's album, which I really like. Hold on 1 second. Iceberg, Berg, Spider Loke has a challenge for you. He's gonna need one dope Nas bar.
One dope Nas bar. That's a lot. Um, some new shit. I'm gonna say some new shit. You want one bar or you want some
You
shit?
do whatever you want. He really wanted a verse, to be honest with you.
Or you want a
Playing
verse?
with you. Why are you playing?
He want a verse. Let me put this.
Like we ain't from Queens or something. Like
Oh yeah, it's true. They are from Queens, Loke.
He said, damn, he put me on the spot. He said, he said, he said, I gave the hood classics, something to open your mind instead of going up crashing. How will you real when you hit the rail, my nigga? I'm simply asking. He said, he said, he said, he said, he said, he said, can't. Damn, I'm thinking this is new shit. I don't want to spit no old shit on.
Right, spit the reverse shit.
That shit too bugged out right now. That shit right now. He said, ain't no sympathize with yourself. You got to get up off your ass and sympathize with your wealth. Ain't nobody holding you back. He said, you stuck in illusions. It's attached to something that ain't even that. South Beach, Nassau, Maldives, same beach. Unless you're out here searching for something most men can't reach. Shorty off the block, shorty off the runway, same beach. We all here. He said we all got the keys. Some shit, I forgot what he said. But I'm high right now, definitely.
Since we rapping, go ahead, Berg. Spit your verse. Look, Mikey T. No, we not doing that.
What verse?
I said since we rapping, Berg, since to let them know if from you got an MC point of view, spit the verse to let them know you fire.
Yeah, spit something, Berg. Spit
Verse.
something for the people.
Spit a verse. I said, I gave niggas a style to mimic, but they don't gotta thank me. Louis Hanky, quite frankly, I am flawless. Like the VS stones that shine on my pinky. I'm a new era like the sign on my Yankee. Point blankly fire, neck or higher. Spit the truth, cause niggas won't respect the liar. Flyer than the eagle illegally paid. Got knocked, beat the case with illegal aid. Shade couldn't stop my glow. Sour got my dough. The Hoover Dam couldn't stop my flow. Whoa. I keep a 40 cal high in the ghetto, Patron and Amaretto, high as a stiletto. My jewels get me cool, but I'm hotter than Tucson. But niggas waiting on me to fold like a futon. I'm getting hard bread, I call it croutons. Move pith from Autobahn to Yukon, DuPont registry shopper, grand bagger, swagger proper, flow hard as copper, chopper dagger. Don't matter, I be glad to leave an open wound from your neck to your bladder, shatter every bone. Bury him in Nevada. Started at the bottom, moved up on the ladder. Your bitch bad, but my bitch badder. Pussy a little tighter, ass a bit fatter. Nowadays, my rhymes is hard as the times is in Guinea. With niggas that kill you over a penny. Revolver in the semi. Coming down your chimney, I'm eating. But I want more like Demi. That sport Range Rover look overtook the game. I flow hard so they won't overlook my name. No flaws, so my diamonds don't look the same as yours. Too fast for slow hoes. Niggas change like a cucumber to a pickle. I guess they never learn until they in the urn. 4 or 5 nickel plated. Everywhere I walk, cause the way I talk make niggas want to stick you. But on the other hand, dimes want to lick you when the candy pours. She go deep like she Randy Moss.
Oh, see, I would imagine the reason why I'm not familiar with that verse because that's dope as fuck.
Well, yo,
Nah,
I
that
think
was him. That was him,
Berg.
Spider.
That was him, Berg. That was Berg, Spider.
That shit hard, homie. I was trying to come in represent for Nas since I stomped everybody. That was hard. I swear to God, I thought you was spitting a Nas verse I never heard on my mama. And I'm gonna say this myself, like, I swear to God, I ain't trying to gas you, homie. I'm thinking like, cut, that's some of the hardest shit Nas ever said.
That's hilarious.
Oh my mama, homie, on God in
You.
heaven. But just cause I gotta go. I just want to do, since y'all New York niggas couldn't do it for him. I just want to say, what up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid. When the time came, you should have slid to my crib. Fucking black. No time for looking back. It's done. Plus, congratulations. You know you got a son. I heard he looked like you. Why don't your lady write you? Told her she should visit. That's when she got hyper, flipping. Talk about he abs too rough. He doesn't listen. He be tripping when I'm telling him stuff. I was like, yeah, shorty don't care. She a snake too. Fuck with them niggas from that fake crew that hate you. But guess who got shot in the Dome's piece? Jerome's niece. On the way home from Jones Beach is Bug. Plus of the robbers selling drugs on the dime. Hanging out with young thugs that all carry nines. At nighttime is more tripe than ever. What up with Paul Mecca? Did you see him? Are y'all together? If so, hold the fort down to the fullest. Say what's up to Herb, Ice, and Bullet. I left for $100 in your commissary. You was my nigga when push came to shove. One love. On God,
One
homie.
love. One
You
love.
that's
One
the
love.
Everybody, go follow Spider Loc right now. The link is pinned.
Shout out to Mikey T, the whole panel. I can't read the homie name. Bang Bucks, you got bars. Nigga, much love.
Berg Bucks.
Bucks.
Spider, what time are you going live tonight? Let everybody that's watching, let everybody know watching.
For the day, I ain't getting down tonight. I'll probably get down tomorrow or the next day. Much love.
All right, salute Spider.
One love. One love.
How about that shit? Oh,
Nah, that shit
I
was
tapped that
fire.
shit. I was
Nah,
like,
One Love is
stream is
hard.
going live today.
One Love
Yo,
is fire.
Hey yo,
big up to
hey
the
yo, what they saying
spider.
about? Hey, what they say? Hey yo, everything nice, bird but twice. Hey yo, who about to rap? Is your go Ness? I want to rap.
Finesse, it's your turn, bro. Finesse, it's on you, bro. Let's go.
Bitch,
Let's go.
I said, life is a game you can't play with.
Ain't no restarting this like that GTA shit. Look, you acting like it's Thanksgiving. You still ain't got a house to live in or a pot to piss in. Stop bullshitting. You gotta be kidding. You living with mommy. I know we wanted the Nina, but I give them the Tommy. You niggas behind me. They're one of you bitches to line me. Matter of fact, I've been out of that trap. Can't find me. I live in the burbs. You live on the curb. Little fly bum ass nigga go live with the birds. I give him some words, but only in the rap. You always taking pics, but only in the trap, looking lonely in the back. These new niggas is phony and they whack. It's the rock. I rock bottom jabronis on the track. That's a fact. This is when you know me to be whack. Screaming free me when I'm gone, but don't know me when I'm back. That's cat. Keep that same energy. The ones who thought was friends, they became enemies. These human centipedes crawling around, ass to mouth, kissing ass for clout. I don't even know what that's about. For a while, I had my own nigga on my own nigga. I don't play with nobody kids. I'm grown, nigga. You living in the glass house and throwing stones, nigga. That's what I call a broken home, nigga. Look, I came a long way from the P's on some G shit. The only roach around that I see is a weed clip. If you can't protect your shit, I'll advise you not to protect your wrists or get diamond necklaces. The goons pull up and Texas spit. You get left, your neck a twist like the exorcist. Who give a fuck about your Yeezys? You at home eating TV dinner.
Finesse, we lost you. We lost you. You got to log back in, I think. I think we lost Finesse. Or am I tripping?
Yeah,
We lost Finesse.
his shit went silent.
Yeah,
They call me
Finesse.
said fire.
Log back in, Finesse. Your shit just went out, bro.
Fire, fire.
Hell yeah. So I got a poll up right now for Finesse and Iceberg. Berg Bucks, Finesse, Dice. Dice, you got something for us?
Let's go. Put that shit. Let's go.
Let's go. Dice is on deck. Let's go. Get it.
Listen, I said, and tell him I ain't giving no speech. I ain't speaking unless that money talking for me. I ordered the 100 bottles. Them bitches gonna bring it to me. And everybody drinking. It's a celebration. Let's toast to the fact we traveling on private transportation. G5 flying. I don't hear you haters up here. Been trying to stay grounded, but it's hard because I'm in air. Yeah, a young nigga, I'll be back collecting. Everything frozen like bad connection. 16 in my pocket, no adolescent, no need to add aggression. I see you running after the money the wrong way, nigga. Who gave you bad directions? SMD, no spell correction. Wait, you gotta watch out for these hoes because they try to trap you. Like how Eve ate the fruit, but now it's Adam's apple. We still winning a race, you let us double lap you. I need a fucking statue in the middle of Manhattan just to piss these niggas off like a public bathroom that made me double tap you. And lately we've been getting the money, these niggas ain't doing the same. They say they all, but they ain't doing the thing, nigga, is gang. What we talking about?
Yeah.
Berg Buck, Finesse, Mikey T, the movie star, OE in his motherfucking bed.
Hell yeah, man. Dope, man. That's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start showcasing the bars more on here. You know, we
Right.
talk.
Yeah, I gotta write something every week now for Mikey T. You the new
New
clue.
shit every week.
You the new clue, you heard?
Oh, shit. Right. We about to have all the dope spitters on the show because, you know, there's a lot of Queens artists that I actually be messing with that Dice and Berg and Finesse have all put me in contact with. So expect a lot more. Spider Loc has got Buck.
Berg Buck.
Yeah, hell yeah. I agree with Spider Loc. I think
That nigga better be.
he thought that was
Hell.
shit. He because that's the challenge he was putting forth. But when he was logging in, he missed that. Dice was telling him, "Yo, Berg, spit your shit now that you spit some of the Nas."
Yeah, he missed that. He thought it was Nas.
Yeah.
Yo, Mikey T, remember when I told you my top 10? Yeah, all right.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, run that back.
My top 10. Remember I said something about my top 10? Yeah,
Run
okay.
that back. Run that back.
Oh, we ain't gonna go through all that.
It's the end of the stream. Now we can go through whatever.
Yo, they was up there. Dice in there too.
Oh
You
yeah.
know that.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, that's facts. Berg, Finesse, you guys were not here, but put you as 9 and 10.
I was here. I was here. I was here.
Oh, you was here, Ness? Okay, yeah, you missed one on us, Ness. Everybody was like, where the hell did Ness go?
Ain't no more backwards.
Shout out to Spider Loc.
Yeah, major shout. Oh, we had a couple of questions that I
Spider-Man.
we got to talk about this one, guys, because we got a super chat. I appreciate you, Ant. Spider had answered his question as well. But Ant said and I'm going to bring this around to everybody in the panel.
Yep.
So Ant said when Kanye wanted to sign Lloyd Banks and 50 told him to go ahead, he chose not to go with good music. Let's talk about that. First of all, Berg, kick us off on that. Do you think good music would have been the more lucrative situation for Lloyd Banks to jump into?
I mean, we all know Banks is a loyal dude, man. He not trying to make those kind of moves, even though it probably would have been the best situation for him. But he's not trying to make those kind of moves, especially at that point in time. Especially after that, him and 50, well, Kanye and 50 had they back and forth with the album thing. It wasn't no beef or nothing, but they had their back and forth thing. But I don't think he would have did that on some loyal shit. So,
well, Kanye did end up working with Lloyd Banks. You know what I mean? Dice, what did you think about the collaboration style of Kanye West and Lloyd Banks? Do you think it was a fit or is it kind of a mismatch, in your opinion?
I mean, I think it was a fit, man. At that time, Banks was spitting where he was spitting, and Kanye West. That Kanye West is an MC. Banks is an MC. Kanye West, literally, he's like a chameleon when it comes to music. So he jumped on the track and did his thing.
And I do believe the album that would end up coming out, it ended up being on G-Unit. I think we're talking about the Hunger for More album, the Hunger for More 2 album, when Banks started getting all these offers for labels, but he ended up doing the G-Unit Caroline independent thing. Is this the right timing, Dice?
Yeah.
I'd have to imagine the case. Do you have any memories about Lloyd Banks working with Kanye West? They had started up.
I know Bird was talking about the good music movement back then, and if Banks would have been on good music, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We all know Banks. He would have did better, in my opinion.
That's a fact.
They had Pusha T. He was the president. He went on to become the president.
So I know y'all agree with me when I say that he would have did better over there.
Yeah, you pretty much set that one down. You know what I mean? You're pretty much right about that. Sometimes it's kind of like when Lil Wayne had the opportunity to go with Def Jam and Jay-Z, but he ultimately ended up staying with Birdman. You know,
Fact, Mikey T.
look good, you know what I mean? But look what he ultimately ended up going through. So let me bring it to Finesse. Do you agree with Is that the right move for Banks with good music, or was it proper to stay at home for Hunger for More too?
What, he dropped the album on good music?
Nah, he dropped the album on G-Unit.
Oh, I mean, it was good to collab with Kanye, but I ain't gonna lie, if he was over there, if he was a member over there, yeah, he'd have way more leeway, I think, because Kanye, he all about that creative shit, creative control. He go hard with that. So he's allowing his artists to have that, because that's what he went hard for. Remember, everybody thought he was weird and they didn't want him to do certain shit. So,
Big fact.
he would have had a lot more leeway to show, himself, give people more.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of static from your phone, Ness. Spider Loc, did you say you don't think the move would be good for Lloyd Banks on good music? Now, I want to point out that good music, Dice, would go on to sign. Good music would go on to sign Designer. So they obviously had an interest in New York MCs. Or do you think that Designer shit had nothing to do with the fact that he was from New York and he just had that sound?
Sound.
Yeah, you could look at it.
But he had his own sound though, right, Mikey T?
He had the Atlanta sound pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was Future at first.
Exactly. A lot of people thought that.
Hell yeah, everybody thought that.
They actually had that song on YouTube under Future name. Real shit. At first, when it first came out, that shit was under Future name.
I
So I
bet
never even knew who the song was. Huh?
Log back in and log out and log back in, Finesse. Your phone's giving us some static. But yeah, I do. I bet you somebody probably heard that song. Panda probably thought it was Future and maybe uploaded it like, yo, new hot Future song on the, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. One second. Antonio Trey, who is one of our followers, he be tapped in all the time. Appreciate you, Trey. He said, no lie, Spider. Dudes in the South was waiting for that G-Unit Spider LOC album to drop, especially the South. Okay, I agree with you, man, because like I said, you know, pretty much looked like they were warming up for Spider LOC's album to come out, you know, the releases he was on.
Yo,
You good
movie
now?
star, my phone keep ringing. I'm gonna have to get back with y'all.
Oh,
Gang,
Dice,
keep turning it up, man.
appreciate you, brother.
My
Handle
shit
the
good now?
Huh?
My shit good now?
Yep,
Yeah,
sounds
good
good,
now,
man.
Ness.
All right, Dice. We'll holler at you in a bit, G's.
All right, y'all.
All right, so let me see. Let me check out this poll right here that we had up, you guys. Let me check out this poll. Oh, Jesus. Let me end that poll. Gonna go ahead and end that poll.
What happened?
Well, you know, Berg was kind of hard to compete with on that one. You know what I mean? Berg kind of hard to compete with on that one.
Told you. I got more in the cut, Mikey T. Whenever you're ready, you already know.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. I really appreciate y'all tapping in today. We had a dope live video. Make sure you guys tap in with us. We'll be back Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Let me let everybody get their drops. I'm gonna start it off with shoot out any drops you want. Let anybody know what's good.
Yo, Osiris the guy, Osiris 294 to Infinity and Beyond. Hats and clothes coming soon. Love is love.
Oh yeah, definitely appreciate you tapping in. I'm gonna send it over to Finesse. Let everybody know what you got going on, Ness. Let them know how to contact you on social media.
Hey, yo, hit me up on the Rock Finesse _RSC. We got the click tape on the way. Make sure y'all look out for that. Whole click on there. Everybody doing their thing. Everybody doing what they gotta do. That shit gonna be fire. It's a movie. Watch this shit. I thought it was done.
Yo, like Ness said, look out for that click tape. Y'all can holler at me on the gram. Everything twice 2x on the book. Mercedesburg RSL. Like you said, we just working, man, trying to put some shit together, some new shit. Fuck niggas head up, cause it's been a while coming. So about to get this shit right.
And y'all can follow me on social media, Mikey T _ the movie star. Everybody who follows me right now, based on this video, I will follow you guys back. I got Osiris, I got O's Instagram right here as well, so y'all can follow him on social media. Like I said, we're gonna be back at 10:30. I want to send much appreciation. I want to send much appreciation to all of our co-hosts that tapped in today. We had Dice tap in today. We had Relly Rel tap in today. You know what I'm saying? Major salute to Spider LOC.
Major salute, big homie.
Hell yeah. Y'all can go follow his page as well. I've got it pinned up. I'm just going to let the video run out a little bit right now so y'all can just go click on that page and go follow Spider LOC's page. But also stay in tune with all of us because we'll be back this weekend, Saturday night, discussing the hottest topics, maybe even doing some comparisons. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But all right, guys, I'm going to holla at y'all soon, man. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
All right.